A warm welcome to AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. I am Chukwudi Okulubaja. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 says Nigeria's fatality rate, CFR, is continuously declining. The PTF, at its briefing in Abuja, said the decline has been consistent for 4 months. It, however, added that sample collection across the country remained low and challenged state governments to ramp up testing. PTF Chairman and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, said the country crossed the 1,000 fatality mark at the weekend. He says this should be a reminder of the dangers still facing humanity. The PTF is actually still committed to close study of the case fatality rate, but it's quite clear that there's been a steady decline over the last few months. It was 3% in April, 2.8% in May, 2.3% in June, and 2.0% in July. As at August 22nd, it was 1.92%. The PTF is encouraging states to ramp up their testing and to declare correct results because early detection will lead to treatment and ultimately help level the curve. Mustafa recalled that Nigeria crossed the 50,000 mark of confirmed cases last week and got to what he called the unenviable record of 1,000 fatalities on Sunday, August the 23rd. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NPEN, has criticized Chevron Nigeria Limited over the sack of 175 contract workers. The workers who were in YKISH integrated services for the off-site, on-site maintenance services DLOG Nigeria Limited and Euroflow services basically were said to have been disengaged because they affirmed they were members of NPEN. NPEN called the Chevron action anti-labor. The union warns the relevant authorities, including the Minister of State for Petroleum, Timipre Silva, to intervene in the matter so as to avert an industrial action. It gave Chevron and its service contractor a 7-day ultimatum to re-engage the sacked contract workers. Still on Nigeria, the Comptroller General of the Nigeria Correctional Service, NCS, Jafaru Ahmed, says no fewer than 21,000 persons who violated the COVID-19 lockdown order by the federal government were sentenced to community service in the Federal Capital Territory alone. The measure was an alternative to custody, according to him. The Comptroller General, who made the disclosure during the decoration of newly promoted NCS senior officers, said the move further aided the federal government's decongestion of prisons. For a virus that has killed over 1,000 people, with 52,548 infected in Nigeria and 23.7 million infected globally, surviving COVID-19, especially while battling asthma, is remarkable for a 58-year-old. That is the story of Olawale Dawodu, who feels very blessed to be alive and healthy today. The veteran journalist said he first noticed a cough, but after trying to rough it out for 2 days, he started having problems with breathing and had to ask his wife to call the Nigeria Center for Disease Control hotline for a test, which was promptly run.
Before I agreed for her to call the NCDC, I drove and I couldn't even handle the steering. And I couldn't breathe. I was gasping. Yet I was hiding it from her. Well, you know, you women, you know how to. She knew that. She told me later that you're a very strong man. You know, we're in the same field. I do this every day. You understand? Not considering my age and all that. I've done 32 years in this. That's a lot. You understand? So it's like nothing will stop me. And, you know, I'm the strong man. You know, but the virus broke me down.
He spent 17 days at the COVID-19 isolation center in Abuja, Nigeria.
Out of those 17 days, 9 days I couldn't walk, I couldn't move. Out of those 9 days, 6 days I didn't know where I was. Out of those 6 days, 4 days I was in ICU. You know what ICU means? Out of the all, okay, let's now put all the days together. I used the large giant can of oxygen. I used 9 because I couldn't breathe by myself.
He has recovered since 2 months and is very thankful to God, his family and friends, as well as the doctors and nurses who cared for him while he went through recovery.
The medical staff and support staff, they were impeccable, professionally impeccable. I would have died. I was in ICU for how many days? They kept me alive. The funds to keep me alive came from somewhere. The efficiency that kept me alive came from their own training and from the support of the federal government in the battle against COVID-19.
We take a break now. When we return, famous Brazilian soccer star freed in Paraguay. Stay with us. Details coming up shortly.
As the world faces the challenge of the coronavirus pandemic and governments around the world are racing against time, AD4 TV Radio thanks you all for doing your part to stop the spread of the disease. Be safe at home and practice hygiene. Protect yourself and others. Do not panic. Do not self-medicate. Listen to all preventive advice and stay at home, as well as maintain social distancing.
Say no to fake news. Get authentic updates from the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, the Federal Ministry of Health, the NCDC, and of course, AD4 TV Radio, your reliable and credible channel. Please stay safe to save others.
Welcome back. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Update. Bad leadership, they say, is a nation's bane, as a bad system can destroy good people. In Nigeria, however, the principle of fairness and equity in the distribution of socio-economic infrastructure among the various ethnic groups takes prominence and is an indispensable factor as it seeks to ensure that appointments to public service institutions are not just based on merit, but fairly reflect the linguistic, ethnic, and religious geographical diversity of the country. On this premise, AD4 TV Radio went to the streets of Abuja, Nigeria, to ask citizens if they would prefer a leader that hails from their tribe, despite their inadequacies, to one from a different ethnic stock who has the right qualifications and merit.
Bad leader from my state is bad leader for everybody, so I will not do that. I prefer that someone that is good, competent, that comes from anywhere in the world, as far as is qualified Nigerian, so to say, qualified, has the competence, the experience, the integrity from anywhere, is who I'm going to go after.
That's from Ibadan, because when he lead good, I will also benefit from him. Someone that lived in a bad way, that's not how I can cope up with him, because people will keep running away from him. One day he may even be arrested when he does something wrongly.
Still in Nigeria, statistics reveal that about 60 million persons between the ages of 18 and 40 are involved in active sport betting. Almost 2 billion naira is spent on sports betting daily, an equivalent of $5.2 million. This translates to about $1.9 billion annually. Although sport betting in Nigeria has been popular from the days of pools betting, young people have taken up betting, and some are blaming it on heightening poverty and youth unemployment. AD4 TV Radio went to the streets of Abuja, Nigeria, to gauge the feelings of citizens on their reaction to young people depending on bets for livelihood.
I think I see it as an act of laziness. I see it as people who are not ready to work. Going into betting is a probability thing. So it's people who want to make it through shortcut. They are the ones that are going into this bet of a thing.
Well, people do say bet Naija and other things, but I don't have interest in it. All I know is that it makes some people so lazy. Instead of them to concentrate on what they have to do, play bet Naija, bet Naija, bet Naija, bet Naija.
Still on sports, popular Brazil footballer Ronaldinho has been released from a Paraguay prison after 5 months. The former Brazil football star was released on Monday by a Paraguayan judge after spending 5 months in detention over a forged passport. Judge Gustavo Amarilla also released Ronaldinho's brother, Roberto da Assis Moreira, who spent 1 month in jail and another 4 months under house arrest in a hotel in Paraguay's capital, Asuncion. For the same charge, Ronaldinho, a 40-year-old former World Cup winner, is free to travel to whatever country in the world he wants, but he must inform authorities in Asuncion if he changes his permanent residence for a period of 1 year, the judge said. The brothers had arrived in Paraguay on March 4 and were due to take part in an event in support of disadvantaged children. Ronaldinho won the famous 2005 Ballon d'Or. Remember, coronavirus is real. Ensure you wash your hands regularly. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Wear your masks besides maintaining social distancing. That's it for AD4TV Radio News Update, coming to you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our website at www.ad4tvradio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at AD4TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4TV Radio as well. Many thanks for watching. I am Chukudi Okulubaja.
We love you.